All right, everybody, welcome back to another episode of the Throne Bros. We're back. We got some stuff to talk about. Three Eye Ravens here. What's going on?
In the building, Three Eye Raven. You already know, episode 4. Shout out to everybody that's supporting all the Game of Throners, House of Dragoners, the Hedge Knighters, all the lovely fans. And thank you for all the support.
Yep. We're ready to go. Just know that we're never
I'm not tired.
never tired of talking about this. All right. So this week's episode is called this it's called Seven. All right. And you'll figure out why as we talk about it. Um by far, before we get into it, by far, probably the best episode so far. Um,
Honestly, this might be up there with like the episodes, like top episodes of just like the whole
series.
series. Yeah, like I put it up there with like season 6, episode 10, which is might be my favorite of the
Uh,
Game of Thrones. Like it's up there. Like, and it's only 30 minutes, but it was a really good episode.
yeah. All right. Well, let's get into it. So we kick off with Sir Duncan in his cell. He's just sitting by himself. The door opens. It's Egg. He's bringing him food. Um, they have a moment. He apologizes, and then he kind of, he gives him shit. A little bit, obviously, for lying, but then he kind of gets soft on him. Like he starts very stern and then kind of just like, well, yeah,
Yeah, he was kind of being like a big brother.
yeah. Um, then he Egg says basically like my uncle wants to see you once you're done your food, and he's like, well, I don't want to keep him waiting, so I'm done. So he had like a piece of bread or whatever, and then goes upstairs. Um,
But
he-
yeah, just to throw some details, right? So Egg was supposed to squire for his brother Darren,
yep,
but Darren was just gonna chill at the innkeep and not
hide
join
out.
the games. Yeah, he was bitching out. So
Yeah,
Egg, that's why Egg went with Dunk.
yeah. So we get some clarity on that in the episode, and we get Darren saying that obviously himself to Sir Duncan. Yeah, they go upstairs and Baylor has a meeting with Duncan. He's basically talking to him about what's going on, what he's being accused of, what he's like going to face, and basically I think he asked him more than once, but he asked him like, "How good of a knight are you?"
Yeah,
Um, which obviously will be key going on in this episode. But they basically have a talk. He basically tells him like, "Hey, my brother just returned too. He found his son. He's talking about Darren. Darren says that you took Egg from him, like you kidnapped him basically. So
yeah,
now like there's another thing he's facing, another charge, and then
yeah.
they talk about like possible punishment for what's going on, and he says usually they since you you strike them, you're gonna lose your arm. If you don't die, you just lose your arm, and then you also kick them, so you'll lose a leg. And so, he's kind of dire there in his options or whatnot. Um, Anything else from this meeting that we should know that we might not have seen from face value, I should say.
Uh, I mean, it's pretty kind of straightforward. He kind of asked Baylor like, "Yo, wouldn't you have done the same thing? Like, you're a fucking knight. Like, we
Yeah,
all did the same oath. Like, you know."
this is what we're supposed to do.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
Baylor, like, he kind of knows Arian is a dickhead, so that's why he kind of suggests to him, like, he keeps asking like, "Yo, can
how
you
good
fight?
are, yeah, how good
Yeah,
are
can
you?
you
That's what
fight?"
that's what he's basically asking. Like, how good are you? Can you fight? Basically. So yeah. Then we get to another meeting. It's basically it's Baylor and then his brother and Arian's there, and then Mr. Ashford and I think somebody else. And they're there, and basically they're asking. uh, they're basically hearing Sir Duncan out, and he kind of just goes straight to it. He says, "I want a trial by combat. That is my right." And Arian denies it. Arian says no, which he's told, like, "Hey, like can't, you can't deny that. Like, as
Yeah.
much power as you think you have, like we have to obey these things, and you can't deny the trial by combat, or you drop the charges."
Yeah.
It's really what um Baylor told him. And then he like kind of he's being smug the whole time. He's like sitting there being loud, crunching his nuts, like
Pause.
yeah, you know, whatever. Um, and he's chewing loud, whatever. He's being obnoxious. And he comes, he wants a trial of the seven. Is that what it was called?
Yeah, trial of seven. Yeah.
And nobody knows. I mean, nobody knows there. Obviously, Sir Duncan doesn't know because he automatically says, Sir Pennytree didn't teach me any of that stuff, or he wasn't a godly man, is what he said. So like he never prayed. So I don't know what you mean. And then basically, Baylor explains it. His dad is mad.
Yeah,
His
calls him
dad's
out.
mad. He's
Calls
like,
him
why
out.
would you want to do like just leave it up to this old like thing?
No,
I
you
think,
can't handle this by yourself, bruh.
yeah.
Come on, man.
There was a funny part where like when Baylor's explaining what it was, he's like, "Oh yeah, like it came like with the Andals and stuff," and like he replies, not Arian, but his dad replies was like, "Oh, of course the Andals." Like
Yeah,
he's kind of being like sarcastic, like,
yeah,
"Okay, well if they did it, like okay, like I guess we got to do it." But yeah. So basically, in this, he has to find along with himself six other people. So it's a total of seven against seven. The 7-on-7 battle, and basically at the end before he leaves the room, he kind of gets asked like, "Hey, ring up your knights," and he was like, "I don't know anyone. Like,
yeah.
like I don't know what you, I don't know what I'm gonna do, but I don't know anyone." So, um, it kicks over to the next scene, and he's talking to Raymond, and um, and his cousins there too. They're like drinking and talking about it. Um, his cousin seems all in for it because he's like I also says like, hey, we're knights, we're supposed to do that, like with the the theme of it, like knights are supposed to protect um everyone or whatever. Well, before this, he runs into Raymond, and Raymond's like, oh, you're alive, because I think people thought he was dead. So they give each other a hug, they embrace, and then they go inside, and that's when they're talking. So I kind of missed that part. um and everything seems cool. He's like, look, um, well, I forget his cousin's name, but
Stefan.
Stefan says, yeah, I'm in, and I'll see what I can do too, like to see if we could find somebody else. And then in comes uh in comes Egg, uh, and Duncan's shocked. Obviously, he's like, hey, like, what are you doing here? Like, does your dad know? Like, because he doesn't want to get any more trouble, obviously. And then right on behind him walks Darren, and uh, Sir Duncan almost attacks him. He takes out his knife, kind of puts it up to his neck, and then he's like stopped. Um, and basically, he accuses like, "Look, you accused me of doing this. I didn't even do this." And then he kind of Darren gives his explanation, like, "It's how would you want me to answer? Like, it's my dad's like."
Yeah. He basically says I had to make up an excuse. Like,
Yeah, he's like afraid of his dad, basically. It's
yeah.
like, or he just didn't want to tell his dad he's just a drunk and didn't want to do the fight, or
Yeah.
which he didn't want to. And then he tells Duncan like, "Look, I'm definitely going to be fighting on that other side, but I'll lay down for you. Like, I'll go in hard and I'll try hard the first round, and then like, like basically I'll lay down for you. So you got a victory there. Like, I'm not gonna, fight or whatever." And like Duncan's still worried about, if people want to still join them because of like if they would turn their back on the whoever's up top in the kingdom. So because people are afraid of the leadership, the Targaryens and everything. They
Yes,
don't
yeah.
want to they don't want to be on the bad side, which I
Yeah.
guess you understand. Nobody wants to die. Um, Egg kind of in there chimes in and he's like, I could try to see what I can do. You know what I mean? And they kind of like ignore him. Well, they
Yeah.
not ignore him, but they kind of like, like you're, you know what I mean? Like they're kind of like, who do you know? Well, he's kind of like, who do you know? And then Darren goes to leave and he has a talk with Duncan outside, which is real like telling. And you could probably explain a little more about this. Darren basically goes into detail about what he said drunk at the pub.
Yeah.
And he basically explains about his dreams, which you can go into.
So this is actually a pretty cool scene because, those that are, Game of Thrones fans, if you guys remember, somebody else said the same thing in Game of Thrones, right? Daenerys said the same thing, right? Like, yo, my dreams come true. Like, I don't, I'm not a regular person. Like, my dreams come true. So basically, Darren tells him, like, hey, I saw you in a dream, and there was a big dragon on top of you, dead, like, and you were still alive, you know? And Dunk's like, well, did I kill the dragon? Like, like, and Darren's like, oh, well, I don't really know. Like, all I know is that, you were alive and there's this big dragon, which is a foreshadow for what's going to happen in the next episode. Yeah, I'm not going to ruin it, but yeah, just keep that in mind. The dragon, a big dragon,
I
dead
mean,
on top of you.
no spoilers, but if you've been following along and if you're smart enough about what's going on in this series and what's going on in this time period, I think you could connect it to something.
Yeah,
And, we don't need to go any further and spoil, episode 5 or 6 if how long they stretch
yeah, yeah.
this battle. Okay. So yeah, he gets that. Then they go right to the morning of the
No, no. So before that,
no, no, yeah, before that. You're
before
right.
that, what's it called? Dunk goes to, I guess, the tent where they used to have the puppet shows,
Plays, yeah.
and what's it called? Steely Pate, the the blacksmith, like, shows up and he's like, oh, if you're looking for your shield, I got it. She left it with me. And Dunk, Dunk's asking like, oh, where she's at. Like, they, Tenzel and I guess the company she was with, the whole like play people, I don't know what the proper name is, but they left for Dorne, right? So they're gone. But Steely Pate, had the shield, and he was like, "Yo, I fixed this up for you. It was a piece of shit. I kind of fixed it up. I
Made him,
reinforced
made him,
it.
made him more sturdy.
Yeah, yeah. Reinforced it, put straps on it so you could hold it. But what's really cool about this scene, right? Well, about the shield, right? Something I came across, which I haven't confirmed yet because I gotta go back and rewatch Game of Thrones. Right, I've been meaning to restart it, but supposedly that shield, Brienne uses it in the show. Like, that's
Oh,
Brienne's shield. Like, so there's some type of connection there, right? But like I said, I haven't confirmed that, so I got to go back and see if they actually show that shield in the show.
yeah. So then they have that talk. You know what I mean? He asked him how much do you want for it? He was like, for you, 1 copper. So basically, like he paid him, but he wasn't gonna charge him all the way. Um, we get to the morning of, people are setting up, so Duncan's there early, obviously. Probably threw up, but they didn't show it. So he's there early. It gets a little lighter, a little foggy. He kind of walks. He's outside of the area arena, and he walks out and he sees a couple of knights out there that had joined him, and then he thinks
All
he
right,
thinks
so before we get to that part, right? He yeah, basically he's thanking them, right?
yeah.
So the people that's fighting with him, we have Humphrey Harding, we have Humphrey Beesbury,
A lot of Humphreys.
yeah, a lot of Humphreys, yeah. Robin Riceland, he popped back up, right? We saw him in the what was the second episode? We saw him.
I think it was second, third. Yeah, he's the guy that the horse fell on
Yeah.
from
No, no, no,
Barry.
no, no, no. That's no. I'm talking about Robin Reisland, the guy with the eye patch.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
You're
Well,
right.
he's the one that popped up on Egg when Egg was training with the horse.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he popped back up. And he was like, "Yo, listen, you know, I'm I'm gonna keep, I'm gonna stand up for my knights. Like
Yeah, I mean, he looked a little different because he had the little
yeah,
little ball bearing or whatever it is
yeah.
that they wear.
But yeah. But the first guy he talked to, that's the guy with the broken leg, and he was like, "Yo,
Yes.
as long as I can sit on my horse, I can fight."
Yeah, he wants to get
Right?
back on Arian, so
Yeah,
he's gonna fight with the broken leg, whatever.
yeah.
And like he said, he's on the horse when we see him. So
But another thing that we see in this episode, right? Like they show more people like kind of show like their hate towards like the Targaryens, like because we see it with Stefan, like when he was having the conversation, he's like, "Yo, like we were here long before they were. Like they don't have any dragons, like
yeah,
And then we get my man on the horse. He's like, "Yeah, well, Arian's gonna pay that debt because he's a dickhead."
yeah,
Right? And we also got Lionel Baratheon on the list of the fighters.
Dag.
And what's it called? Egg walks up to Lionel, right? And he's like, "Oh, yeah, Sir Stefan got you guys or whatever." I don't know if you caught that, right? He was like, "Yo, Sir Stefan like got you guys." And he was like, "Sir Stefan, nah, your
Yeah,
squire got us." Like,
Duncan, was staying.
yeah, he's like, "Yo, your squire came and got us," like. So it wasn't no fucking Sir Stefan.
Yeah,
Yeah,
which should have been a clue of what we're about to learn.
yeah.
So I mean, so yeah, they have the little combo. He's like, all right, we still need one. So he's still at this moment, he's still counting on Stefan, obviously, but we haven't seen him yet. These five, well, six, I know.
Well, it's five. It would be six with Stefan.
Okay,
But
yeah.
so right now it's just five of them on the field, and then Stefan pops
They
up.
still need another one. Um, so they're in the stadium now. They see that the other side come in, which is Arian, his dad, three of the King's Guard. That's five. And they're missing somebody too.
Yeah, so it's the three Kingsguard,
and
Arian, Maekar, and Darren.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they're missing the one. Yep.
That's what it's supposed. Yeah, okay, Darren. Yeah, I forgot. Yep.
Yeah.
They're missing the one. They're missing the two. All of a sudden, you hear Stefan come out of nowhere and ask Raymond for his helmet and to tighten him up before he goes in. Duncan's like, "Hey, you ready? We still need one more though. Like, whatever." He's like, "Well, sorry, you're gonna need two more because I'm fighting with the accuser." That's what he's saying. Basically, he's like, "Well, you." Raymond calls him out. He's like, "You gave him his word. Like, what I mean, you said you'd be with him." And he says, "Well, like, they gave him lands. My man sold out for some lands, some titles.
Gave him a castle."
So my man sold out. He's over there now. They're too short. He starts.
But he has some really cool armor.
He did.
I can't front, and the horse too. Like,
Apples.
I don't know if that was part of the deal, but my man was swagged out.
Yeah. Raymond's mad. He's like, "I'm not gonna squire for you. You know what I mean? You're done." And then he turns to Duncan and he's like, "Knight me right now.
Yeah.
I'll fight on your side."
I love this part, man. Like, yo, he stepped up big time.
Yeah. And Duncan's nervous because like he's probably only seen this once or whatever. And do we know that obviously, do you think he was nervous because this came to mind? We don't really know because we never seen the scene that Pennytree actually knighted him.
Yeah. Well, I don't think he knew like the words.
Oh, okay.
To be able to knight him.
Yeah. Okay. That's what I meant. Because he's probably only seen it like once, and you don't practice that. Pennytree was probably not knighting people that much.
Yeah.
So he's sitting there. Raymond's on his one knee like you're supposed to, and Sir Duncan's got his hand on the sword, and then he gets like a signal like, hey, we gotta get going. Like, and then Lionel was there. Lionel came and was like, just do it. Any night can make a night. Like, just do it. And then Sir Dunk gets called over, so Lionel does it. When they go over, he goes over to the other side and he's like, look, I'm still missing one person. You just need to give me a second. Like, oh, let's do 6 against 7 is what he actually suggests. And he's like, no, it has to be 7-on-7. If not, like, whatever. He's like, all right, well, give me a second. This is kind of funny. This is kind of like one of the funny parts of this episode. But he goes and gives like this very passionate speech to the side of the crowd where all the noble folk are at, the people with names and money and stuff like that. They get the actual high risers. And he's talking and he's like, look, like Penny Tree did this. He served with honor. He did that. Like nobody would come up. They play. It was perfectly done. There's like this good music, this little like rev up music, like somebody's there to save the day. This guy gets up, the music drops, and he just lets out a fart.
Yeah. That was that was Otto Bracken. They call him the Brute of Bracken.
Oh well, yeah, we see why.
Yeah, but what I really like about this part, man, because Dunk is a teenager, pretty much, right? And he's calling out the houses like, yo, like you guys are supposed to be these noble houses, like, but you guys aren't standing up for, or honoring like, what knighthood is supposed to be about. Like,
you know what I liked about this? It's like they did good camera work. They put a camera on Egg, and Egg seemed like he was like not blown. I wouldn't say blown away, but he was like attached to what he was saying. Like, oh wow, like impressed. Like, look, he's doing this. Like he respected it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then right after like that part happens, the gates open. A knight comes in with his armor. It has Targaryen armor on there. Takes off the helmet, and it's Baelor, and he says, "I'm fighting with Sir Duncan." Which Maekar comes up to him, and he's like, "What the hell are you doing? He wronged us." He was like,
"Oh." So, what made this part like more like, I guess, bigger, like made it like colossal, I guess, like a colossal moment when they started playing the Game of Thrones theme song. And this is like the first time that they played it like in the series.
Yeah.
And that was like really dope.
Yeah, they did. That did happen. And then literally what does he say to Maekar after like he did what he was supposed to, I think.
Yeah, he was protecting the innocent.
Yeah.
What he's supposed to do, yeah.
Yeah. So and then after he says that to Maekar, we end. Like that was the episode. Yeah. And it was like you said, there was a lot of like these things where like for us it was, and I hope for the people listening it's as exciting where you kind of catch like these things. Like I didn't know about the shield. You found that tidbit out that supposedly Brienne has that.
I gotta confirm that.
We gotta check it out. The things about the thing about the dream, the ending, like that ending was great out of nowhere. Baelor comes out, like you didn't even realize that he wasn't there, like until like he pops out all in armor and everything, and like shock to everyone. I think right before it cuts off to the end, they show Egg, and they like Egg's kind of like like mesmerized by what just happened. You know what I mean? Like what his uncle did, and like also impressed, like blown away, I guess you could say, about what his uncle just did. Coming out of nowhere, fighting against his family. I mean, it is his family anyway, but like his dad and his brothers, like, you know what I'm saying? So that's really how it ends. It cuts to Egg after he says that, and then like it ends. It's like Egg kind of admiring what his uncle's doing.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, look, you know what? I'm really impressed by the armors in this, because obviously the rich people had really good armor, but I mean, it didn't end with that Egg scene. They show Egg while he's saying it, but like it ends with them getting ready to do what they got to do. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, really cool. Obviously, as we know, what's coming next is the battle. Will they drag it to 2 episodes? That is the question.
Yeah.
how good, like I said, to people like us, like the 3 Eye Raven has said, like this is one of his top episodes, and like maybe while we're getting in between the space of you know waiting for House of the Dragon, we might do a couple of those episodes because we've been talking about it since we started this
Mhm.
journey of doing these episodes where we rank certain things and get a little fun with it. But I mean, for you, that was the top. I thought it was really good as well. I mean, I don't know like where I would rank it if I was to rank it. It gives me a really good like homework assignment for myself to kind of like where would I stash this up. But I mean,
Mhm.
it's really well done. I like I said, there was a couple of times where like the camera angles and like who they pan to and like obviously like we said in episode one when we were explaining episode one and two, obviously this is in general the story is about these two kids, Duncan and Egg,
Mhm.
obviously, being around each other, um, basically journeying with each other,
Mhm.
obviously. So a lot of this is like their relationship. Obviously, it got rocky for maybe a day, to some extent. But at the end of the day, what I see in Duncan is he's not trying to be like his knight. You know what I mean? Like he's trying to be a different knight than his knight. Not different knight in the way he treated his squire, basically how he treated him. So because we never seen him hit Egg. I mean, now he's never gonna hit him anyway because
Yeah.
he
Mhm.
is who he is. But like even before, like you could tell, like there was been a few times in their journey before finding out who he was that like he would try to get stern. He would get like mad initially, but then change his tone by the end of like the conversation, which is like him just trying to be like different in that way.
Oh, well, another thing we didn't mention, right? When Dunk was talking with Baylor, um, he stood up for Egg.
Yeah.
Like he was like, "Yeah, he's a good kid. Like he didn't mean any harm." But
Yep.
like, so like he was giving him like tough love, like when he was still in the cell. But
Yeah.
when they got around, Uncle, he was like, "Yo," he had his back.
Yeah, I mean, he also said he got his back too. He told him his uncle told him to pour him some a drink, and he was like, "Don't spill it." And he was like, "He's not gonna spill." Duncan stood up for him there too. Like before he said all the other words, but he was like, "Yeah, he's not gonna spill. He's a good kid."
Yeah.
Also, he said it there too.
Mhm.
So I mean, really good. I mean, any final thoughts here or anything to look forward to in the next episode, obviously, or the final two episodes actually,
So,
for the
I
fans.
mean, basically, it's about the dream, pretty much. Like if you can put two and two together, you can kind of figure out what's gonna happen. Um, obviously the Targaryens are, the dragons, right? So if you could just kind of put two and two together, you kind of can figure out what's gonna happen in the next episode. But yeah, so I think I think Baylor, right? He knows Dunk is innocent.
Yeah,
He knows Arian's a you know a dickhead. So I'm pretty sure that's why he chose that side. Like,
yeah,
'cause, he knew who was right and who was in the wrong. Because especially like when when it was just Dunk and Baylor, he he told him like, well, I think Dunk asked him like, hey, what about Tenzel, the girl, right?
yeah,
And he said, well, by the time Arian gets done telling the story, it's gonna be high treason, right? So he knows like Arian's just gonna make up a story to
yeah,
try to make it seem like it's more than what it is.
yeah,
So Baylor, he's standing up for who he needs to stand up for.
yeah. Of course.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
He's doing the diplomatic thing.
yeah. I mean, he's got to keep the order. He's the soon to be king.
Mhm.
So, well, he's an extra line, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So he's got to act right, and that's kind of probably why it bothers him. The Aryan acts the way he does. Kind of spoiled, whatever. Um, I mean, but there's always somebody like that in the family, as we've seen before in other series, like somebody who thinks they're the next God's gift to the world. You know what I'm saying? And or the next best dragon. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah, what he kind of reminds me of Daenerys' brother.
Viserys.
Viser- yeah, Viserys. Yeah, they kind of give off the same vibe.
Yeah, they do. But I mean, I feel like if you go down the lineage, there's always one like around because it's either you're a really angry, tortured person, or you're you're just think you're arrogant and whatever. You know what I mean? And then you
Yeah,
got the random like actually like good ones, but like you know, it's a trend in the family. So I mean, that's just how it rolls.
yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I got nothing else. I mean, I loved it. Looking forward to this Sunday. Obviously, I don't know if everybody called it. We called it. It came out a little early. I'm pretty sure it had to do with the Super Bowl, so it gave us time to watch it a few times, prep and everything. So it was good. Obviously, with scheduling, you know, it we have it out for you. So it's out now. Obviously, if you gotten to this point, you know that the episode's out and you've seen it. We appreciate it. And thanks for hanging on with us. With the different release schedules that we've had. But we're gonna get the episodes out to you. We're gonna talk about it, and obviously, I haven't said this before, but comment, like, subscribe, if you're already a fan and haven't done that. Because we thank you for your support, and we're gonna keep it going. So, all right, we are Raven.
Peace out to all the fans. Appreciate all the views, all the likes, shares, whatever. We'll be back next week.
Yep.
Tune in.
My watch is ended.